Mother of the Goddess Dormitory. Hell yeah, this season of anime brings us 3 harem titles, and what better way to start a list than the erotic adventure filled with nudity and a bunch of busty ladies with huge, unrealistic boobs.
ここの寮母やってみない？
寮母？
そう、今いないんだよね。
The main cat is kinda short and a bit unlivable, but still a man who can enjoy the bodies of these female deities. Hot damn, son. All the girls from the place are goddesses, and we don't waste any time exploring their panties and private parts.
セレネ先輩まで餌付けされちゃってる。
いいんですか？俺が晩ご飯作っても。
助かるわ。
I think this genre is called shota, where the protagonist is underdeveloped, but who cares, as long as I get such beautiful bimbos, naked and shamefully exposed every few minutes. The main character can be a disgusting old man for all I care.
こっちこっち。コウシ君もここ座って食べないよ。はい。
It is the ladies that sell the harem shows, and the abundance of fan service only brings honor to the ecchi genre. This harem show starts strong and presents us 5 different girls, right from the first episode. Not only that, but we get to see most of them take a bath together. This usually happens a bit later into the anime. Here, however, we get everything I wanted right from the start. Yeah, I really like this show already. Usually in the harem genre there are a few flat-chested lollies, but as of now all female members seem to possess some awesome, bouncy big boobs. Again, I'm very impressed and satisfied by this anime. Even though the harem king is an insecure young boy, I kinda enjoy his presence, and he has a fitting complementary personality to be a contrast to the dominant eccentric behavior of his mistresses. These mean, beautiful young women like to abuse their female appeal and play around with their prey. This dude fits perfectly as their toy and pleasure slave. It might sound bad on paper, but as I get to see the benefits he's enjoying alongside his harem, I gotta admit I'm a bit jealous of his predicament. If a dude is to be abused, it might as well be from a bunch of busty, voluptuous ladies.
度胸に男が苦手ってこと。
ダメじゃないですか。
ウィンウィンだと思ったんだけどな。
This anime also kinda reminds me of Yuna and the Hot Springs by having a dude stay with a bunch of eccentric women. Or taking care of chores, not to mention the white-haired chick is very reminiscent of the cat girl Yaya, in the way she stares and stays calm most of the time. Panty shots are a cliche I'm always looking after in these type of shows, and we get a bunch of them already. I think this is the beginning of a brilliant, beautiful, and meaningful journey.
自分でいっぱいになって、自分だけを守っちゃったんだ。
Mother of the Goddess Dormitory is how you do harem right. No more beating around the bush business, but straight face down between slender women legs and abundance of naughty fun service. It's such a blessing to have a harem anime that offers raw nudity and a bunch of well-stacked ladies. No more lolly business, but straight into the real bouncy titties. Girlfriend, girlfriend. Finally, romance anime where the main character starts off with a girlfriend. This is kinda new to already have a girl and not be struggling to get a date the whole season.
OK をもらい、晴れて付き合うことになった。
よし。
But here we are, with a dude who enjoys the attitude of a rather beautiful and popular girl from his school. He ain't that by himself. I mean, he's average in looks, but every strong protagonist is, and also seems to be respected by his peers. All the success and good life has made him attractive. It wasn't long until yet another girl confesses her feelings to him.
私、あなたが好きです。
This is quite a predicament. And on the surface, it might look like just another love triangle. But this anime has the balls to make all the party members involved aware of each other's feelings.
いや、これは。
入ってるとか何の話？大丈夫？
だからそれは。
Hell yeah, no more hiding from the truth or trying to avoid one girl while flirting with the other. The protagonist is taking charge of the situation and has decided to date both of them simultaneously.
二股していいか？一緒に彼女に聞きに行かないか？
Basically a harem, but in a more traditional medieval kind of way. Saki was the first girl to get her hands on the protagonist. She's the classic tsundere slender girl with a boob complex archetype, She did not take kindly to Naoya's attempt to add another girl to their relationship. Well, I said that reaction was to be expected. I mean, Saki is already more than enough for any man to lie himself with. Why bother with other bitches for your crib? Thankfully, Nagisa is a cute, gullible, sensitive girl, and even Saki kind of falls in love with her naivety. Is this like one of those relationships where the guy can date two girls simultaneously? Because the girls also love each other? I guess this fantasy does exist. They're even talking about having threesomes together, which is a brilliant idea.
3人のプレイでも
If I ever heard one. Also like how obviously horny the girls are after the main character. It makes for a pretty engaging experience to see our teenagers enjoy the advantages of their age. I would definitely keep on watching Girlfriend, as there are only more girls to join the fun and make an orgy of romance and character development.
めちゃくちゃ可愛くて巨乳でたまらん
Now I do appreciate we get free harem anime this season alone, which is amazing considering it is my favorite genre and the main reason I enjoy Japanese animation to begin with. However, this particular title has failed to raise my interest. It has all the elements to be good and exciting, and the protagonist is 18 of age, and he does not have to restart life as a child in another fantasy dimension.
答えたわけじゃなく勝手に呼び出されちゃったんですが。
Also, the girls around him are well-educated royalty, beautiful, noble-born ladies with decent feminine features, and a somewhat intelligent and likable main character. Should have been the recipe for an amazing adventure.
新たに王となった勇者がいかほどのものか
Yet I simply cannot invest myself in the story. Maybe because it is too politically focused and not much action happens in the first episode. A lot of dialogue and some very nice authorities. It feels rather weird to see so many people with power give our main character such a warm welcome. He's the hero, I guess, but still other fortunate people who travel to different dimensions have it a lot more rough at the beginning. Speaking of which, Spirit Chronicles. Ever since Rising of the Shield Hero and Arifureta, Isekai anime seems to favor a more brutal beginning in a fantasy reality. We had rid of filler, and we all know how that ended up being. Now get even more misfortunate individuals who wake up to a world of poverty and a lot of unfair suffering. Well, I guess it's meant to tell a statement, like hard work and perseveration will make you rich and powerful. But again, they simply get lucky and possess a lot of raw potential, which immediately gives them social status and money. So I guess it's just an unfair start to spice up the adventure. Also, I don't like how the main character becomes younger, has to wait yet again to hit puberty and lick the skin of his female companions. This time we have a harem filled with lollies. I guess someone's good anyway as long as she's skinny and young. So being petite shouldn't keep me or the protagonists from enjoying their bodies. However, I would much rather prefer some voluptuous bimbos to pay him visits at the castle.
そうですよ
広い
どういう意味ですか
その子を探しに行かないといけないの
Yeah, right from the first episode, the main character befriends the princess and even manages to make himself noticed by the king for his acts of bravery. I just don't get the reason why we have to always pretend the main character has a bad, unfortunate life, when he is from a young age pretty overpowered and fortunate enough to have friends in the high places. Even though he saves the prince's life, he gets tortured by some douchey knight. If I were the main character, I would never forget this transgression, and once again the power and authority over him, I'll find him and lash him daily to his bones, that his blood bursts out of his eyes. I will leave him crippled and humiliated. Maybe torture his family as well? Who knows? Okay, well, I guess I might into forgiveness and Jesus stuff, so yeah. Anyhow, this alternative reality seems to resemble medieval Europe of all places, so I guess we're bound to run into some version of a church sooner rather than later.
君の身が潔白であるのなら解放されるはずだ
The detective is already dead is a weird anime. I kinda like the protagonist because he resembles me in his attitude and overall appearance. Sadly, I don't get gothic lolitas to follow me everywhere, and my life is less eventful in contrast to his, but I can at least enjoy myself with this show. Ever since the first episode came out, people have been associating Siesta with origami from Data Life franchise. I can definitely see a striking resemblance. I mean, it's completely obvious from her hair color, steady personality, confidence in her abilities, even accessories she wears. This is origami turned detective, well less perverted and obsessed with the main character.
はい。私は探偵です。
She steps forward and imposes her will on our gullible protagonist. This dude has a history of being a pushover and ending up in the wrong place at a very unfortunate time. You can see he's unlucky given the past events, but now he gets to enjoy the company of a petite and slender gothic Lolita. So yeah, the effort and misfortune finally paid off.
ちょうどよかった、君。私の助手になってよ。
Sister forces him to become her assistant and even gives him the codename Watson.
私はシエスタ。こっちは助手のワトソン。
Like the reference would go unnoticed. Whoa. You get to be a bit more subtle and more ripping off Hercule Poirot. Alright, at the beginning, it seems like a standard detective story. We have an evil-looking culprit and a mystery to solve. Quite easy basic stuff, but then the anime turns, anime, and the evil dude grows a kagune from his ear and goes Tokyo Ghoul on the plane. Don't worry, this will get even more eccentric as our white-haired hottie got a gun and easily apprehends the troublemaker.
助手。最高の仕事だよ。
So far, standard shonen stuff with a detective spin on the genre. Also, the main character takes a bath and Siesta gets to see his junk without a reaction. Kinda disappointed she did not blush, or at least tried, to rip it off his body.
ああ。ピザが時間通りデリバリーされるかどうかほど気にはならないかな。
What really bothered me at this point is that we didn't get to see Siesta take a bath as well. Look at that delicious white skin. With white hair like that, blue eyes and pale skin, Siesta is a specimen I wanted to examine thoroughly as she's naked in the bathtub.